Countdown. Here we go. Okay, before I do the welcome, everyone, I'm just going to make sure that it's working on our Facebook. Let's see. Here we go. Yes! We're live! Yes, we're live! Oh, so exciting. Yes, we got it working the last 3 times we've done this. It didn't end up working on Facebook, but we figured it out. Yeah.
Put on you, Juliet. You're a star.
So, let's begin. Welcome everyone to Witch Bitch, where we talk the real tea. And today we have a beautiful, beautiful guest on. Indi is on the show today. Now, actually, Indi, I want to ask a question because I've always known you as Indi. That's always how you've introduced yourself. But your name is Leslie Indigo Alison. So, how would you like me to... Okay.
Yeah. I know you're
Yeah.
Leslie, and I know it's
Okay.
you think about everything.
Okay. Amazing. So I'm just going to keep calling you Indi then. We have Indi. Yeah.
Leslie.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm just so excited because me and Indi, we've known each other for a little while now, since about February, I would say. Oh, actually, a bit later than that, around March, April of this year. And we connected through this thing called dream weaving, where you're in this group of like sacred economy and daily sharing and like weaving our dreams and creating our dreams together. And it was just such a beautiful way to meet. And we've had so many deep conversations. But one question that I actually don't think I know or have never asked you is the big question that we always start off with, which is, what is your awakening story?
I mean, I almost feel like understanding of what awakening is when we're because to come into an experience, like we're waking up to another way to be a divine spiritual experience, but in so I feel like if I open my eyes around and felt all this inside of me becoming new. And I would even say that, like probably so many people that are living in the community around Judith, I almost felt like in preteen year, we would walk home or even college year, almost like the shock weren't necessarily experiencing things that I thought were a part of me. I feel like there's like connection between people. There's moments in life when you really get out and we experience ourselves liver of our capacity. Kind of like even that is kind of because it's like we're putting on. I talk about costumes a lot, and it's like when you're well, the character in my soul's adventure. So it's like when I even get that down to a sliver. Get that's kind of an incredible exploration. And so a lot of life things have been recognized things that others can't see what I see or experiencing something more expanded. It's almost like, you know, sunglasses on, just put them for a second. Wait, what are you seeing? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, wow. I never ever thought about that before, about me being a character in my soul's journey. It's like, but it's so true. And yeah, like, wow, because it's just one aspect, you know, we're experiencing multitudes, millions of, if not infinite amounts of dimensions and, you know, aspects of ourselves all at one time, straight in one consecutive moment. And this is just right now this aspect of one of the characters on that timeline, you know? It's pretty amazing.
You know, I have a lot of hats around here, and I wish I love hats because they kind of remind me of the quick character sheet. But I was talking with someone about, you know, if we had all these why would right now, you know, sometimes too, I know catch to like forget of other parts of the experience. But there's a benefit.
Yeah.
And I think, well, just imagine if I could see everything about my soul's journey over. It'd be like with just walls of televisions playing all of it. It'd be hard to focus in. So and then get to be and you know, I want to go over and like go and put the TV on, you know, break something else. Sometimes it kind of happens by accident. But
yeah.
one of the things I hashtag is fun is
Yeah.
like, wow, it's awake. Aware of what's happening. And my character. I mean, not so
Yeah. Yeah, wow.
It would be fun if there were it's awful. Have you traveled?
Yeah, I love the analogy about like the TV screens, because there's so many moments in life where, oh no, is that happened for you too, Mum? Has Indi just recording continues smoothly? Live video will return when their internet improves. Okay. We can hear you, Indi, but your video camera, yeah, still recording her, but it's just not showing her through the live video. So while that is going on, I'll just share what I was going to share. So about the analogy around TV screens, because there's so many moments in life where things can be like overwhelming and it feels like so much is going on. But if you just focus on one thing, there's so much to receive there, you know? Do you feel that way too, Mum?
Yeah, she's back.
Far
You
out.
see her, Juliet?
No, I can't see her. How's it looking on Facebook?
It actually is.
So I think we should just
Oh,
continue
it's on
with,
Facebook, it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're back for me now.
Okay, so what were you saying,
Okay, well,
Juliet?
I'm just gonna... I was asking you how you feel about the TV analogy.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I think it's really, I think that visual is like, sometimes it's, and also I think that you attach choices to each television. You choose this, because our choice are really portals into a different reality. It's like a sliding doors moment. If you
Yeah.
choose the video screen, if you choose that, you're going to go video screen or TV screen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. She'll come back in. It's okay. She was telling me earlier today about... Yeah, it's just, I think also it's such an important thing to talk about at this time, because it's like, that's really how life feels. Like, for me anyways, so many aspects combining into one moment. And it's like really, yeah, here she's coming back. Yay, you're back!
I'm back. Internet's being a little slow, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, we'll just...
Network, so maybe it'll help.
Yeah, okay. We were just saying, well, I was just saying that what you were saying, Indi, is just so important for this time, because that aspect of like having all the TV screens around kind of feels like my life at the moment. Like, there's so many aspects to what I'm going through, and there's so many things that I want to go and pursue. There's so many like aspects of me that are coming out in every moment, and it's like, oh, I want to go for a walk on the beach, and then in the same moment it's like, oh, but I also want to just sit in my tent and like do nothing and watch a movie. It's like, that's just one example of like how I feel every moment, like this push and pull to do different things and follow different aspects. And sometimes just observing that and receiving the message from one screen, choosing one screen to focus on, is like important. But then it's like, well, what if I like both screens the same? What if I like both shows the same amount, and I like how each of them turn out, or you know, how each of them feel?
Story of your life, Juliet.
And I think everyone's kind of, yeah, totally. And it's like trying to experience all of it. And I know I can experience all of it, but I can't experience all of it like in one moment. It's going to take years to experience everything that I want. So it's like choosing one thing at a time, and that is really hard for me.
Have you ever heard that saying,
Yeah.
have it all, you just can't have it all at once?
Yeah.
But then I think what's
Maybe
kind
I
of
should write that as my mantra.
Yeah, but then what I think is kind of funny about that is that if you like pop up a level and you play with time and everything's happening now, then you can have everything. you can have it all at once. You just can't experience it in this sliver all at once.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like it's honestly crazy. Like I want to learn how to surf, and then I also want to go to like Nepal and live in a monk, like live with all the monks in Nepal. And then I also want to go live on a remote island and work as like a tour guide or something. And then I also want to like, you know, do YouTube and document everything on YouTube. It's like there's just so many things that I want to do and pursue, and it's like so overwhelming. I can't even choose one. Yeah, especially being up here because it brings up so much emotionally, like huge changes of moving out of home and also just being in this area. It brings up a lot naturally, like living in a tent. You're with yourself in a very sometimes uncomfortable environment, and it's like, yeah, I don't know, it's just a lot. So I really appreciate this conversation. And for me, that's what the 11/11 represents this year for me, is like a combining of all my worlds and the multitude of everything that I'm going through. Yeah.
Yeah, and do you ever feel like you mentioned earlier, Claudia, about the choices and then it like opens up the world. And I mean, do you all ever find yourself in a choice and then maybe experience all the choice and it's like, oh, maybe I made the wrong one. Maybe I picked the wrong one.
Yeah.
I know one of my practices is just
parent
sit with it.
choice, whether I made the right choice or not, clarity comes years later. Like in what's happening for you in that moment. You look back and go, well, that may not have been the best choice. Yeah, so just.
Is it just like this?
Me.
Is it like that? Is it like an H? Sideways?
What are you guys going to do?
Sometimes when I feel like I'm going, I don't just really try to sit with it, like not trying to change it right away, and think, oh, while I'm here, how about I experience it? Like really try to experience it and not think of it as a bad choice to be at. And it always
Yeah, it's when you make the same choice over and over again that hurts you, you know? That's, and there's so many choices that we all go through every day, and half of them we don't even notice that we make, like choosing to have a coffee in the morning. You don't think about that as a choice. It's like, no, I'm just going to have coffee, or I'm just, you know. And I'm not saying coffee is detrimental, like I love coffee. It's just going and choosing the same habit all the time, I don't think serves you in many ways, really. Like routine is not something that serves me for a very long period of time. Like it's good to have routine for the time that I'm in, but then when I move in some aspect, whether it's moving location or moving mentally to somewhere else, it's like the routine was meant for me in that moment. Now it's time to find something else to do, and always adapting my choices to where I'm at, and that's such a challenging thing because you have to make mistakes all the time to learn. Like, you know, when you're in a new era of your life, it's like, oh well, I have to make mistakes to learn how to be in this new era of my life that I've never been in before. And choosing also, like, I have a habit of like self-sabotage a lot in the same exact ways. And I'm just so used to like choosing that thing. It's like, oh, I'm choosing that again. But I think observing it, like how you were saying, Indi, about observing a choice and as not good or bad, but just an experience would help, because it's like, well, then it's not about making a good or bad choice. It's about experiencing something I don't want to experience. and then it's taking that egoic meaning away from it, of like, oh, I'm making a bad choice again. It's like, no, I'm not making a bad choice. I'm creating an experience that I don't enjoy anymore and I don't want. Yeah.
One of my
Exactly.
things is just you're going back for more information. When you go back and do something that you know, okay, every other time I've done this, it turns out like this. It turns out it's some version of this. And how many times do I go back and
Yeah.
that changes.
Yeah. Yeah. So true. I mean, in this new place, it's like you can't make the same. It's so interesting because you can make the same choice and it will lead to two different outcomes. Unless we're talking like something all about the internal world, like that's a bit different. Like, you know, deciding to, you know, if I chose not to come on the podcast, obviously that's going to create an outcome of letting both of you down and also letting myself down. But what I'm talking about more is like, one day if I wanted to go to the beach when I didn't really feel like going to the beach, one day I would have been so happy that I decided to go to the beach because I ended up at this secret spot in like the trees and the shade, and this actually happened. Like, I was walking on railway tracks to get to this secret spot, and I took something off my bucket list, which was walking on railway tracks. But then another time I wanted to go to the beach. No, I didn't want to go to the beach, but I went anyways, and it was like, oh, I'm here and I don't really enjoy it. You know, like, you never know. You never know what's going to happen. So yeah, in that aspect, it's like really challenging because sometimes you want to follow your feeling, and then other times it's like, oh, but last time I did that, I ended up having one of the best days ever. You know, like, how do I go about this?
Yeah, and if you're going down a certain path, and maybe you're getting an outcome you don't want that path to give you, I think sometimes we'll keep going back, hoping we can get it.
Yeah,
Like, this is how I want it to be when I go down this path.
yeah,
Let me just try again.
yeah,
More information. Let me get more information.
yeah. Get more information. Bit of insanity.
Really expectations. Yeah, that's kind of like you have. Of what happened the last time you went to the beach.
Yeah, yeah.
Your expectations were met.
Yeah, and I think also when you don't expect anything, it's incredible. Like, I mean, last night, it was my friend's birthday, and I actually came up, so I was visiting mum and like my family down in Sydney, and then I decided I was going to fly up on Thursday specifically for my friend's birthday. And it turned out that by the time that I would arrive on my plane, they would be out at a spa, like they would already be out doing the thing for their party. But I thought, oh no, it's all right, because then I can still hang out with them at night time and like when they get back and stuff, you know. So I was like still cool with it. And by that point, I'd already booked the flight, so it was like, oh, well, I'm here now. I booked the flight, and then it got to the time of like the night time, and they're back, and I've given my friend her present, and I've had a few drinks, and we're just chilling and having a really good time. And then they decide that they're going to go out into the like town, because we were all like chilling at the communal living place, and they decided we're going to go out and go to a party or something. And at that point I was trying to convince myself to go, because I'd flown all this way to go just specifically on this day for her birthday. But then it was like, actually, I don't feel good, I am tired and I won't enjoy myself out there. And like, I was also feeling this obligation to her because she's a good friend that I've made, and it's like I don't want to let her down and miss her, party. But anyways, it got to the point where it was like, no, I think I'm just going to stay back and just chill. And me and my friend decided we're going to stay back, and the birthday girl and all of her friends are going to go out. And we just had a super chill night in my tent, just chatting about the deepest stuff, just watching the night sky out in the tent. And it was like such a beautiful evening. And I wouldn't have experienced that if I went out. And then I also realised, I have a call early in the morning, not this one, another one. And I totally would have forgotten about it if I went out, and I would have slept through it. So it was meant to be. It was meant to work out like that. So, yeah. And I was placing expectation on myself, and I decided to let it go. And my friend, like the birthday girl, she was fine. She was like, I totally get it. You've just flown back. Like, just have a good night's sleep. It's all good. I'll see you tomorrow. Like, she was so chill about it. And I was like, oh, okay. I will. And it was such a beautiful little thing to do for myself. And when I was in my tent, it felt so right to be there. It felt so, it just felt like, this is what was supposed to happen.
That is the perfect. Around. You can spend time with your friend and make it special. In any month, you can be with her and celebrating your friendship with her. It doesn't have to take. For that to happen. I understand.
Yeah.
They were going out, they had plans and that sort of thing. Your plans clash with hers, then you can in that moment of and create something special with her, with having that. And when we understand that we have that power and that we can do that for ourselves, then that expectation dissipates, and that we start to realise we're alive, we can create the moment that we love and that we want.
Yeah.
It have to have a label, it doesn't have to have an expectation around it. It can just be something born out of love that you want to show her because you love her as her. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
What do you think about that, Indi?
Yeah, I think that kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier about whatever happened in that experience. I really whether it's a experience that I'm really loving, or even if it's something not particularly loving in that moment, I really like to tap into my senses. And of course, there's 6, 7, 8, 9. However many senses we have turned on. But even just tap into the basic senses and experience it. I feel like it makes everything more. Like I'm able to connect in, and then when I connect, because so often if we're experiencing something that we love, we want to hold it. And if we're experiencing something we don't love, but if I can just be in it, just be loose with it and experience it, then I'm actually able to connect. And from that connected place, I have and there, micro changes, which next portal, which next possibility I want to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely totally agree with that. I I think it's just so easy to get caught up in other people's, what you believe other people's expectations are, and what other people, what you should be doing, you know? And it's not fair on ourselves to hold that over our heads. So yeah, another thing that I wanted to talk about was about this 11/11, and I wanted us all to share like what we think about it, what we interpret this day as, and that sort of thing. So I'll hand over to Indi first because you're our guest.
Well, I feel like at the 11/1 is when I start to really first connect in. And so I really have been moving through the last 11 days. And what's cool is I'm not quite caught up with you all yet. So, like, it's really dark here right now. I had to turn the light on. And so I'm getting ready to go into my sleep before the 11/11. So I love that I'm getting to kind of be a part of your 11/11 first, um, and kind of time travel. But for me, it's very much about the mirrored energies of the 11 marrying the 11. And I love to talk about the full spectrum experience of who I am and what I'm experiencing on the earth. And so like we were talking about earlier, it's the infinity loop, It's not necessarily good or bad. It's the full spectrum of the middle now moment. And if I can stay in that now moment, that's where it's really potent and powerful. And so there's a merging and a mirroring. And I have really just been looking at everything in life around me as what is the mirror here? And sometimes the mirror it's like, you know how you can make your camera either show you the reverse image or, it's like our eyes are used to seeing ourselves in reverse in a mirror. And so the camera, you can choose which way you're going to experience it. And it's like the things that are happening around me, they may be a polar opposite or they may be a match. And so that's part of the puzzle, is kind of finding out, where's that at, and letting it really be a teacher.
I would love to hear what you think, Mum, and I'll form my opinion while I'm listening to you. Because I don't really know. There's just so many things that it could be, like,
Yeah.
yeah, so.
I think for me, what's come up for this 11 is about releasing. And because there's been a lot for me that is limiting beliefs, things that I'm carrying in my no longer serve me. It's like baggage and weight in, like, to travel when you were that infinity symbol that you were talking about, and it feel like path that infinity into the highs and then going through to the lows and coming back to the now moment. That really is what life feels like for me. And when I'm traveling it, if I have to on me the baggage that I'm carrying, things, that journey is so much, and it's it has like blockage, and it doesn't travel. I don't travel. So for me, I'm feeling at the moment, come up, see them, judgment, just know that they're there and that they will serve me, and then just thank them and let them go. We were talking about before about you know, our choice is to take us on a journey and not judging it and just be grateful for the experience. These things that are no longer serving, judge them. You taught me something at the time. I don't need to go on your merry way so that I can smooth. Many is self-love and care. And it's, yeah, that's going to allow my journey to, in a way that is less laborious, put it that way.
Okay. Yeah. Is my mic sounding better? Because there was like, I heard basically that whole time like this in the background. Did you guys get that too, or is that just me? Okay, and that wasn't before either? Okay. Ooh. Good, because it was my headphones, but I was wondering if it was like audibly as well on your end. Okay, well, my interpretation, how I feel this day, like what it means to me. I love this way of talking about it because I think there's so much information out there about this day, and it's good when you purposefully talk about it from your perspective, where you don't like speak to it as if this is what it means. It's more like, this is what it means to me, and if people resonate, then take that information. Okay, stop stalling, let's go. I think to me it really means like coming out of some like really heavy, maybe not even coming out of, but just like coming out of the dense perspectives and walking life in a new perspective of just openness to like every emotion that you feel. And I think, like what's been coming up for me is like this really strong message of, just because I'm not feeling good doesn't mean I'm not good. Like it's okay to be in that emotion, because when I don't feel good, I like to leave my body and I like to distract and I like to just like go on my phone and watch hours of videos, or like a lot of self-destructive behavior when I don't feel well or I'm in an uncomfortable feeling. And like so much I've received is like, it's beautiful and it's part of life, and in order to not feel these things again, I have to feel it one time. Like I just have to feel it one time, and then it won't come back again. Everything's temporary. And I mean, unless it's like a really deep thing that links to like past traumas or something. But even then, like anytime that I'm feeling a really deep trauma, if I go into it and I feel it and I transmute it, I never have felt it again a second time. Not to the same level, at least. And so I'm just kind of like, that's what I'm receiving, and I'm also receiving like this strong message of just being like totally cool with new things and not being scared of my new environment, and actually loving it and enjoying it and allowing the fear, like enjoying the fear and not letting the fear stop me from like living my life. So today has been a very strange feeling day so far. I already feel loads better. I already feel so much. Every time I go on one of these and we talk, every single time we have a Witch Bitch episode, I just feel so much better. but I've received a lot. And I think a new level of meaning of this day is that about like there's no good or bad, it's just an experience. I'm really going to hold on to that, and it's like I can feel that so strongly. So yeah. We'll go to sneeze. Ah. Okay, no, it's not coming. It's not coming. Yeah, so
we thought I don't know and we're
yeah.
seeing duality here, but the wands are fresh start. And so it's like whatever's going on in the experience, there's no separation. I don't want to
Yeah.
run too quick from an experience. I want to at least breathe into it for a moment and see what it might have to offer me. Like, what is this sliver of my life drama here to show me? Let me not miss it. These tears might be leading me to like a breakthrough, or this frustration, like this wall that I've hit, it might be just what I need for me to find the strength within me to bust through the wall. So it's like it can offer so much. And then if I need to, I can always hit the reset button. Start over. And also I think that a lot of times when people are first getting that, like those synchronistic signs they've not noticed before, speaking of like what's your awakening story, I had a woman come to me the other day here at the Divine Life Playhouse, and she said, have you ever seen numbers repeating? And she said, I keep seeing 111, 11, 11. And I think that a lot of times that's some of the first sequences that pop up, I remember as a kid, I used to lay in bed and on my clock. And it's like, I got so much. This is where I say, like, I don't think I ever was asleep, I would look at the number and I would stare at it and I would get all this information from that number. And it's all this. And then when it would change, I would realize it was a different frequency and it would be all this other information. And there's different patterns had different information, and you grow up and you realize you're not the only one, or oh wait, some people aren't doing that.
Yeah, numbers are like such a huge way of communication. And it's so deep, and it's like such a strong way to connect with spirit. And I mean, numbers are everywhere. They're on our screens. They tell us the time. Our screens are actually made of numbers. When you go deep into it, like programming and stuff, it all goes back to those zeros and ones, doesn't it, really, at the end of the day? Like, and again, like zeros and ones, that's just ones, really, when you add it all up. So, and I think also doing this starting this at 11 was like, wow, that's pretty special. We were filming, we were filming this like during 11/11 on the 11th of the 11th.
Yeah.
It was just like, wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think we started like just about right at 11/11. And
Yeah,
I was sitting over here, like about 10 till the first of the hour. And I was like, well, I'll just meditate. Everything's ready. Everything's
yeah,
ready.
yeah.
But
It's just special. Yeah, wow. Trying to think. There's so much to talk about, Um, we've got about we've got about 10 minutes left. So, is there any questions you have, Mum? You're usually really good at asking questions.
I think that this, because we do it normally on a Friday anyway. That is the 11th. And Indi, we discussed it, and you kiss, um, discussing the energies, getting insights, like you said, Juliet, getting from a personal point of view, like energies of the 1111 mean to me, because I think the fact that you mentioned it and the feeling is that we share our experiences in a way that is into that reality for that person. And when you share that for that individual, then it like about the numbers. And when you grew up, you only one who could feel all that energy coming in from that, because people are sharing their each other, and then you start to realize, oh, I'm not alone in this. Read the energy of numbers, and others can do it too. It has a deeper meaning. It creates a deeper meaning for that experience. So I think that it's more like a statement that I'm trying to make, is that and joining in the conversation, experiences, our unique experience. And Indi, yours is coming up. You're on the 11th yet. Is like it was genius. It's so important to do this on such an auspicious day with our view. We'll be going through experiences and their own energy. And if one person resonates with the things that we've said on, then high five to us. High five to us for sharing. And yeah. I think the call, Indi, is there anything that you, like an overarching really share with us? You have the floor for the last 10 minutes.
Well, what you were just saying about, if we're connecting in with other people who are here right now, or maybe connecting in later, and it's all about the connection. And I say all the time, we are all so connected. And I always add the so, because we're so connected. And speaking of that mirror, one of the other things I love to say is you and me is we. You and me is we. And if you take the me, you take the little m and you turn it upside down, the me is we, because of the way those letters can mirror one another. And it's like, you are you, you're the me, I'm the me, and together we're the we, and we're all having unique experiences of 11/11 or just 7/5, like whatever day it is, we're all having unique experiences. A big part of what makes it powerful is when we come together and we converge our consciousness, our thoughts, our intentions, and we look for meaning together. And that adds potency to it, adds power.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow. So true. It's like, that's why I love doing these, because we get that insight into the mirror, into the we, into someone else's experience and someone else's teachings, and learning from other people. It's like I receive so much every single time, and there's quite often, I would say 50% of the time, that I walk into these like feeling quite down, not because of going on the call, but just because of how I'm feeling that morning. And by the end, it's just like so enlightening, and I feel so uplifted because I got to hear and learn from this incredible person that just has so much to share and so much to be, received from, so much wisdom. So yeah, and it's got me excited for my day talking to you, Indi. Like, I'm excited. I'm gonna go to the organic shop and buy some organic groceries, and then I'm gonna go to the regular grocery store and like, I'm excited about food and eating healthy food. So yeah, and all that, like, I was not even thinking about that before this. I was like not even thinking about eating and being excited about good healthy food. It was like, oh, whatever. But now it's like, no, I'm gonna go to the organic shop. So yeah.
Well, yeah, like I think it does it. This is what really makes it
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true, and I feel that every single time I talk with you, Indi. I walk out of talking with you just feeling so empowered, so uplifted, and yeah, I just love you so much. Thank you for being courageous and coming on the show today. I know you were feeling nervous, and I just honour you so much for going through that with us and showing up here today. I mean, my mum understands. My mum felt the exact same way. So, yeah,
wait,
I just,
what? An hour? Live? What might I say?
yeah. But you did it. We're here after an hour, and it was amazing. Yeah, good on you. So incredible. All right, is everyone feeling complete?
So much.
Yeah. Okay. Amazing. Goodbye, everyone. Oh, I gotta sneeze again. Mwah. See you guys.